What if I told you that inside of almost every single person on the planet, including the most religious, is a force dedicated to restricting your freedom, separating you from one another, and from the direct experience of God's power in your life? That almost everyone on this planet is literally possessed by this spirit and simultaneously is completely unaware of it. Well, I'd probably sound like some sort of religious zealot, a nutcase, or a cult leader in the making, perhaps. Well, my friends, I hope I'm not any of those things. But what I want to bring to light in this video is how this power, which seeks to restrict us, our freedom, our love, our connection, our expression, our creativity, that it's hiding in plain sight. None of us are exempt. And no matter what your beliefs are, you can actually experience not only this limiting power, which we could call Satan, but also that power of God, which is only experienced to the degree that I am free of Satan's clutches within me. I want to just start by giving some context to this theoretical model. Going back to Genesis in the Bible, where it speaks of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, this place of extreme bliss, perfection, heaven on earth, totally united, totally at one with God, free of fear, free of doubt, free of shame, free of guilt, free of worry, free of anxiety, free of hatred and enmity of all kinds. And how this insidious culprit, the serpent, came in and wreaked havoc on all of that. Now, when we think of a serpent, it's sort of an archetypal symbol. And some of the things that come to mind, for instance, are poisonous, sure, deadly, yes. But one thing that's really not pointed to is the symbolism of constriction that the snake represents. We have whole types of snakes that are constrictor snakes, but every snake constricts. And some of them constrict so much that it's deadly. Now, why is this figure, this creature, come to represent evil, Satan, the antithesis of God to the highest degree? So, what is constriction? Well, is not constriction limitation? Something puts the clamps down on your freedom, your expression, your openness to receive. That's constriction. Also, we constrict inside when we hate. Oh, we hate. When we resist others, when we wallow in depression and choke the life force, right? We're constricting that life force, which would fill us up, experiencing the joy of life, but we're so depressed. We can't feel that. So depressed because that life force has been constricted. Constricted by what? Satan, the devil, the ultimate constricting force. So What is the opposite of this constriction? Well, it's openness, it's freedom, it's release from bondage, from the clutches of Satan, being released into freedom. Take a moment and envision, if you would, God's love all around us, infinite supply, but we can't access it because we are so constricted inside. This habitual tension that we hold, whether we realize it or not consciously, it's there. The fight or flight, the stress, the pains in our body, the muscles in spasm, places of us so locked up we can't even feel inside there. But we just go about our day, ignore all that, take a pill, numb the feeling, and continue on. But we're continuing on, moving through life, carrying these chains of bondage with us everywhere we go. How much more enjoyable would it be if we were free? Well, the ultimate quality of freedom is openness. In order to open, we have to release. Release what? Constriction. We must purge ourselves from the power of Satan, who attempts to constrict all of our being in order to prevent us from experiencing the light and love and power of God within us. When I'm operating on my power, I don't have much other option but to use constriction. It's very, very limited. But when I open and release, a greater power begins to flow through. Most people would be horrified at the thought that the incarnation of evil has them in total bondage. Well, maybe not total, but quite a bit. And they have no escape. They don't realize, oh, that's just tension, that's just constriction, that's just stress. That's just anger, that's just hatred, that's just sadness, that's just fear. That's just worry, that's just anxiety. That's just I need to go to the chiropractor. That's just I need a massage. That's just some tension. That's just Satan. So much of the work that we're here to do is to release, to pry the clutches of the claws of Satan from our being. We do this by connecting to certain qualities which have been spoken about in every tradition. Surrender, let go, let God, trust, be willing, not willful. Surrender that self-will to open to a greater will. Self-will is very narrow, very constricted. Willingness is open. Conduit. So all of these states, thankfulness, gratitude, trust, truth, clarity, oneness, they all have this in common. open, free, unrestricted. Free from what? Free from constriction. So the more constriction we release, we're freeing ourselves from being possessed, being controlled and manipulated. This constriction is a force. It limits. It seeks advantage for itself at the expense of others. It seeks to hide, obscure, not be open. This is a difficult thing to come to terms with, but also a very profound one. Because if I see the real problem in its clarity, I am either free or I am possessed. Then all that's needed is a method. Many methods have been given from many traditions, some better than others, some more suited to the time and culture at hand. But all of them point in the direction towards freedom, release from bondage. So I just encourage you to take an inventory within yourself, as I am, to make this a regular habit, to discover and investigate where tension is bound up in the body. Where does Satan have his clutches in you? And then invite the power of God in whatever form it takes to assist and support you in releasing, opening, letting go, surrendering, and ultimately being free of Satan's power in your life. God bless you on your journey. Thanks for watching.